You're in a new city, a new team. How's the adjustment been for you?
It's been good. It's been easy. I mean, I came over when the trade first happened in June, July time, and got to meet some of the guys. And then once I got here, the guys were awesome, very welcoming, very easy group to fit in with, and that made my transition very easy. Great group of guys to play with, to hang around off the floor. So it's been great. Chicago's a great city. The fans are awesome. So I've been loving it so far.
So let's talk about the basketball. Career high in assists and also career high from three-point range. I know that was an area of a game you really had to work on. What did you do specifically to address that?
Obviously, that was the big thing I went into the offseason wanting to work on, and I spent a lot of time, and I kind of made a promise to myself right as the season ended that I was going to put everything else aside, and the basketball was going to be number 1, 2, 3 priorities that summer, and wanted to be in the gym as much as possible, getting reps. And I spent a lot of time working out with good shooters. I spent a lot of time with Chris Golding back home, and just I think working out with guys like that makes you competitive. It makes you want to make more shots, and he's one of the best shooters in the world. And I think just working out with guys like that really helped me, and confidence-wise, technique-wise, whatever the case may be. But I think a lot of shooting is mental in between the years, and once you start eliminating, overthinking shots, it starts to become a little easier. But I mean, we're 9 games into the season, so you're going to have fluctuations, and you're going to shoot great for stretches, you're going to shoot horribly for stretches. That's just how well you can weather the storm.
Hands of Giddey, fires, and Giddey up.
We've got confidence in Josh shooting it. We want him to shoot it. He's worked hard at it, but I still think from my perspective with him, it's the passing, it's the defense, it's the rebounding, it's the communication, it's running the team. Like, you can rely on those things every single night. Hopefully that relieves pressure of feeling, okay, I got to make shots, because there's so much more that he can do to impact the game.
The other part of your game, which has always been a really strong part, is your passing. We've seen in OKC some of those passes where you were out of bounds, the sideline out of bounds, the baseline out of bounds, that come out of nowhere. But how much of that is instinct versus practice and reps and getting to know the guys? Because I imagine that's an area that takes time on a new team.
It does. I think I've always loved passing the ball from a young age, and my dad, he was my coach, and he always instilled, team-first offense. And the offense we used to run when I grew up as a junior was like a lot of ball movements, passing, cutting, very fundamental. So he always, wanted me to be a team-first player. And it's easy as the coach's son to want to shoot every shot, but he would never let me do that. I had to pass the ball, get other guys involved, and I've always loved to do it, and it's carried with me to this day. So when I, get the ball sideline out of bounds or wherever I am on the floor, I'm looking for guys to get guys shots, and that does take time. It takes, reps on the floor, practicing games to build that chemistry. But once you do, the game becomes easy for everybody. As a pass-first guy, that's kind of my job, to make everybody's job easier out there. And, as the season goes on, chemistry will continue to grow, and hopefully, we can start finding little nuances within the offense to get these types of plays. So I've got, elite guys around me to make my job easy. So as long as I put the ball in the right spot, they'll finish the job.
Speaking of, the Australian connection, the guy you're going to be going up against tonight, someone you know really well, Dyson. Of course, you played with him for the Olympic team. You guys are very similar height, similar age, similar position. I mean, he's not really the point guard, but he's going to be defending you. I'm always fascinated to know what the sort of cat and mouse game is tonight, where you guys know each other so intimately. Do you have to try to come up with something that he hasn't seen, that he's not expecting?
We grew up together, we played with each other for the first time when we were 10 years old, so we've known each other our whole lives. We've basically grown up in the same pathway, going to NBA Academy, then he went to Ignite, I went to the NBL, and then 1 year later we're both lottery picks in the NBA draft. So we've obviously had a lot to do with each other. Very, very close friends. We play in the Olympic team together. I'll probably see him today, go to his house and catch up with him. So, that's one of my very good friends. And I think not just me, but us other guys are going to have our hands full with him. But it's always exciting going up against, guys who've been friends with for a long time, and especially on the biggest stage in the world. So, super excited to go up against him, and it'll be a hell of a battle.
We know each other's game. We've played against each other since we were so young, growing up playing with each other as well. So we know each other's game. Obviously, he's shooting the ball well. I think it's luck. Sometimes they go in, sometimes they don't. But I'm gonna let him shoot if he, get in his head a little bit if he misses a couple, and we'll see how it goes.
It's been really fun watching you adapt and adjust to your new team there in Chicago, and the future, I think, is really bright.
Yep, I agree. Future is bright. Thank you.
You're welcome. Appreciate it.